Example of what's called an oxidation-reduction reaction. Okay, in oxidation-reduction reactions, guess what happens? Electrons get transferred. Okay, so as you look at this reaction, okay, it's actually part of a nice introduction to Chapter 4. One of the types of reactions we're going to talk about in Chapter 4 are called oxidation-reduction reactions. Okay, reduction is when something gains electrons. Oxidation is when something loses electrons. So there's a nice yin-yang about this, okay? So as you look at this reaction, okay, iron is sitting over here, and we actually call this what? We call this compound?
Iron oxide?
Iron 2 oxide.
Not iron 2. Iron 3 oxide. And the 3 stands for?
The
charge on the iron. So over here, the iron has a charge of +3, okay? The aluminum has a charge of 0. It's neutral. It's a neutral atom. Okay, so the aluminum is in the elemental form. Okay, its charge state, or what we sometimes call its oxidation number, is 0. Okay, iron is sitting over here. It has a charge, or what we sometimes call an oxidation number of +3. Okay, how about oxygen? 2. Minus 2, right? Minus 2. Okay, so now the reaction happens. Look what happens. It's really kind of clever. Okay, now the iron is free as the free element. Okay. So what's happened to the iron? The iron has gone from +3 to 0, okay? Is that gaining or losing electrons?
Gaining.
It's gaining, right? In order to go from a +3 to a 0, it's had to gain electrons. So guess what? We say the iron oxide, the iron 3 oxide, has been reduced, okay? On the other hand, what happens to the aluminum? The aluminum goes from 0 to +3, okay? That's losing electrons, okay? And that's called the oxidation. So in order to have an oxidation, you have to have a reduction. In order to have a reduction, you have to have an oxidation. Okay. So in this reaction, okay, this is a classic oxidation-reduction reaction. Okay. The classic way of talking about oxidation was what? What do you think? Where do you think the word oxidation came from?
Oxygen.
Oxygen. Okay. So the original definition of oxidation was adding oxygen. And the original definition of reduction was, guess what? Taking oxygen away. Does that make sense? So if you look at this reaction, it actually works. We already said that the iron 3 oxide was reduced, but if you look at this reaction, you compare this side to this side, okay? What's happened to the oxygen? You have removed oxygen from the iron, so the iron oxide has been reduced, okay? You've added oxygen to the aluminum, so the aluminum has been oxidized, right? Cool. Okay, so let's see the reaction. Okay, so I'm going to put this out of the way so I don't set it on fire. Okay, you can gather around a little bit. What I've got here in the clay pot, okay, is a mixture of aluminum oxide, a nice mixture of aluminum oxide and aluminum and iron 3 oxide. Okay, so you can see the shiny aluminum in there. So there's the mixture. Okay. This reaction, even though the iron oxide and the aluminum are in contact with each other, okay, they don't react because most reactions need a little bit of a stimulus. Okay? So the way I'm going to stimulate this reaction is with this special little sparkler. You don't have to go back that far. Trust me. Okay? At least I don't think so. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to light up my torch here. You can barely see that has a flame on it, but it has a flame. I'm going to light my little sparkler here, okay? Da, 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 da. And I'm going to stick the sparkler in here to stimulate the reaction. Get the reaction started. Oh, baby. Oh, God. I know I forgot something. I was supposed to put a can down there to catch the motor. Oh, man, I made a nasty stain. Oh, boy, they're going to be mad at me.
Oh, God.
I forgot to put the can down there. Oh, well. Okay. Anyway, you like that reaction? Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
Oh,
Almost got my face.
Well, guess what we got down here?
Thermite?
We've got molten iron. Okay? The iron, that reaction was so hot that the iron actually turned into liquid state, okay, and came pouring out of the bottom here. And if I had remembered my can, I would have put a can as